Stand to, McHorse, and welcome back to another episode of RogueTech as we get into the campaigns of Howl's, Harrows, and the last time the enemy brought multiple long toms to bombard a base that we were defending. We actually managed to make it out of the contract without losing a single piece of the base, so that was pretty cool. We also managed to steal a fairly decent amount of okay gear, and, well, there was an opportunity to steal a whole bunch more. Search Denial has come up, which claims to be a Star League cache. It's going to be 6 of 27 priority salvage against a major house Davion, for 367,200 C-bills at that max salvage, 3.5 skulls. We're going to be dropping the entire lines down on this, and hopefully we can manage to pick up a decent amount of good kit. We are not working for Tortuga on this one, unfortunately. So we're going to have to sort of deal with what we've got. The triple lance appears to be quite tightly packed. So we are looking at least 12 mechs, probably 16 with the reinforcement lance, should it arrive, which I assume that it will. No promises nor guarantees, but hey, I can't imagine that they wouldn't. However, this hill may not actually be scalable. So we'll have to probably come in around somewhere. I'd like to be up high. So coming in at them from here might actually give us a decisive advantage. So let's go ahead and see if we can't take advantage of it. First, we're going to move up the hill just to see what the limits of that hill are. Then we're going to see if we can't move through this rough terrain over here to see if we can't get around behind things. I think I've said to see several too many times, but we're going to roll with it because I have no reason not to. Probably should have laid a thumper round down on top of the cluster of enemies right over here. And I will lay a pair of arrows so that they know that I'm here.
Copy that.
Enjoy. Don't know what I'm hitting, but hopefully it's something important.
On my way.
And if not, well, that's incredibly disappointing. Shellboat is here for the ride. I'm not quite sure why. She may be replaced should she disgrace this mech again. In fact, if I had the option, I would disable her ejection systems at all, because she's going to ride that sucker down in flames should the need arise, hopefully. Unfortunately, I don't know if I can, do anything like that. I'm not willing to lose the 10% additional damage the Spike Helmet gives me to instead pick up, an additional, the ability to not eject. So it's 6 and 1 half to the other at the moment. Also, I don't think I have a permanent cockpit, but that'll be fine. We will rectify that in the somewhat near future. And the last shot is Finn, of course. He will lay down a sniper shell. See if he can manage to hit everybody. Ooh, looks like we started a little bit of a fire. Ooh, that actually landed directly on top of one of the icons.
Move order received.
Alright, didn't hear any actual hits on anything, which is a little disappointing. I was hoping to get something cool done on that first round, but apparently not. Also, apparently I can't scale anything in this cliff. I'll actually move over here. And no line of sight within my sensor sweep. That's a little disappointing, actually. I was kind of hoping that I would pick up something really cool. This terrain appears to be passable, so we'll rush on in here. Still nothing on sensors. Maybe this plateau might be a little bit better. Well, it can move the direct fire supports into range, and they can do all kinds of crazy damage as they're wont to do, when given the opportunity, which tends to be a little bit more difficult to come by. The vulture's going to slip on forward. I don't think I'm going to waste another pair of arrows at this juncture. I have a limited number of them, and it's not conducive to just being bombarding blind firing. In some circumstances, it would be fine, but in this particular one, I think I'd rather make sure that I can get some pinpoint fire when the time comes, although that is going to reduce the amount of shave damage that we can get done. So we're going to see what ends up happening. So just going to shift everybody on forward, nice and well-paced. We got our mostly direct fire interaction group, although I think, the rack hammer is going to be a little bit behind. Our artillery group sort of hanging back somewhat, except for, of course, for the Gaswolf. Gaswolf getting a little bit further behind than otherwise it would prefer, but we went in the slightly wrong direction for that one. The Thumper is undergoing a similar problem. So the rack hammer keeping up quite nicely with the group, so we have all the pressure moving on forward. And onto them, they do nothing with their turn. Lovely. Death Crusade is going to preserve, because I may actually come into contact with the enemy on this turn, and I'd like to be able to do something about it should that happen. And we'll shift right up here. Aha! Sensor locks achieved. We have a Blackjack as well as a Striker. The Blackjack is equipped with several medium lasers, a pair of large lasers, a PPZ. Holy crap, what did you cram into this Blackjack? It's got to be a Blackjack Omni. I refuse to believe there can be that much heavy weaponry inside a standard 45-ton Blackjack, and I think that's his 50, but you can't quite see because the borders are a little bit off. Complaints later. Artemis 4, and other than that, nothing too special. So you're a direct fire threat. You, however, have the potential to be an indirect fire threat. I may as well invest. You know what? No, I'm not going to invest that much, but I will invest some. I still have not gotten around to swapping over his ammunition to a more indiscriminate form. which will actually be quite helpful on these sorts of missions. In fact, several of my mechs need to have indiscriminate forms of ammunition, because at the end of the day, LRMs just don't seem to be all that good, unfortunately. Well, unless you're massing like 150 of them, in which case LRMs will eventually wear you down, but if you can slam in 150 of those with swarms, then you can basically engage whatever the heck you want. It's kind of going to be the goal, I suppose. I've been trying to collect as many swarm improved rounds as I can possibly find. The going has been somewhat slow. We've got a Shadowhawk moving up. It was actually hit by our incoming. Point defense has immediately scattered all of those missiles across the entire Seven Skies. And a warrior. Ignorable helicopter for the most part. I haven't run into a warrior helicopter that I think is all that dangerous just yet, which means somebody at some point is going to put a hyper laser into one of them. But yeah, so far the warriors appear to be pretty all disappointing. There's a few with some LRMs which have some potential if you give them the right ammunition type, but as you can see, the catapult is more than capable of just knocking them all out of the sky without so much of a care in the world. Death Crusade in the Thanatos. Now that you actually have targets, can't hit that because it's not hittable. I could probably annihilate you, have a decent shot on you. Large pulse twin medium lasers, that's not a terrible Shadowhawk, I think, actually, all things considered. I think I want to just remove you from the equation without having to think about it. So, do you have any negatives on this one? Target effects, no visual. Yeah, just shelling. Solid strike. Alright, so the first kill goes to us, which, you know, somewhat predictable. I mean, we are, after all, Howl's Harrows. We have a considerable amount of firepower at our disposal should we choose to use it, and, well, as you can see, we have. It's going to be fun. Jester, you're up, and you get to ruin everybody's day. That's really the only way to put it. He can absolutely destroy people's days. Oh, do I have a... Will I have a line of sight target on you? Oh, I have it. And you. Okay, so Bravo is getting a guided on this one because I think I can actually cause a significant amount of pain. You know what? I'm actually going to ignore it. It would be funny for the memes, but no. You're getting Charlie, and you're going full-on Inferno on this one. So, guided into the Blackjack, and Inferno on into... Or no, guided into the Shadowhawk. Yes, an Inferno into the Blackjack to keep him from being able to use the most of those weapon systems. So, let her rip. Oh, we missed by 21%. That was literally as high as it could have been. But hey, at least fire doesn't care. So we did get a little bit of damage down, but not what we were intending. I was kind of hoping to blow off one of the Shadowhawk's entire torsos, if at all possible, but that's not going to end up happening. And I'm not quite sure actually who to blame for that one. I imagine, that's not terrible. You know, lay a shape charge directly on top of him. I really have no interest in keeping him alive, so yeah.
Locked on, rear armor.
It took one shell and he's dead. He was at full armor too. He wasn't weak like the rest of them. That was perfect. Unbelievably beautiful. Okay, we're shifting on forward. We got a couple of helicopters. The moment the direct fire group sees them, they're dead. But yeah. Oh, that was a thing of... Oh crap, I just realized. I am recording using the wrong scene. Sorry for the black box. That's normally where my webcam goes, but it's not connected right now. There, you should now be able to see everything. Nice. Pardon me. And beautifully. A little bit more picking off of the incoming fire. The catapult is more than capable of handling this with his standard point defense. Preferably, you cannot blow up my mechs by, you know, self-destruction. Oh, you're literally stuck in place? In that case, you can reserve. She is just all kinds of disappointment at this moment. So yeah, the Shadowhawk should be an easy pick off at this point. I mean, we one-shotted that. Was not expecting. I was expecting to deal some damage. Wasn't actually even really expecting to like blow off an arm or anything. Like that would have been fun, but wow. I wonder where that shell hit. I cannot wait for the combat log. If the combat log is still a thing. So, that was something that was talked about at one point as being included in the RogueTech development, was to create a combat log so you can see what everything actually did. I don't know if that ever actually stayed in or if that just was an idea that was being bandied about. So nothing to do with Shoba still, which is fine. Oh my god, woman, what the heck is your problem? Yeah, what the heck is your problem?
I hear ya.
Apparently you're stuck. Okay, brace.
Come on, Net Warriors.
Alright, Death Crusade in the Thanatos. Laying down accurate fire since 1955. 85% is not bad, so we'll go with another shape charge. Good hit. That almost looked like a center torso strike.
Inflicted some
Can I tell if that was a center torso strike, or do we not know? was. Oh, we're not getting anything out of this company. By the time we're done with it, it's going to be in pieces, although that's kind of the goal actually at the moment, because, good God, most of your stuff sucks.
All right, let's
Now that we see the rest of the stuff, what are we dealing with? We have a flat-out stealth, has a single ERPPC, 45 tons, a Winston, which has MML-15s, which we can take on, a Catapult Mark III with the Swarm version, okay, a Shadowhawk, which is another large pulse version. Not gonna lie, I'm slightly disappointed in what I'm seeing. Yeah, this should be able to kill him. Oh wow, you survived. I'm highly impressed.
that hit something.
I was expecting you to detonate. He had 36 health in the center torso. Who was I to know that he would actually survive? None of these weapon systems are all that crazy. He doesn't have any sort of insane amounts of artillery. He doesn't have any, well, super special heavy weapons. So, you know what? Lob a gas shell his way, why not? Sure, take out a torso. We'll take the Catapult 3. That's about the only thing worth salvaging in this group. The stealth is ignorable. Warriors, they can't capture vehicles anyway. Same problem with the Winston. And both his Shadowhawks are, at the end of the day, Shadowhawks. And I don't like Shadowhawks, so I'll grab the Catapult. We'll probably be able to sell that. 6 of 26 priority salvage or something like that. So we've got a lot of salvage riding on this. Oh, you apparently took a wrong turn. Howl has just been deciding to take a full-on hike through the middle of the wilderness throughout most of this battle, which is a tad unfortunate. So perhaps one of the most impressive things probably was that blackjack. So the blackjack and the Catapult Mark III kind of worth stealing. Obviously, we're not looking at any heavy mechs here, so there's really not a whole lot of draw there. And also, there's no, like, strange, odd, cool variants. The Catapult Mark III at the end of the day looks like a catapult, and we have enough of those. I have another 65-ton catapult being built right now, so I can't really want to dive into yet another catapult. I mean, that's not an insult on the model, but come on, at the end of the day, do you really want another catapult? You'll just be dead. Never mind. I missed by 7%.
Light damage. Holding firm.
Okay, you actually managed to shell yourself, which I suppose makes a certain amount of sense. But it would have been very cool had you actually managed to hit that target, because that would have, you know, detonated him into about 8 million pieces, and that would have been pretty cool, actually. Okay, Jester.
What's up, boss?
We are going full-on guided on this one, I think. So let us multi-target. You. And you. Oh, wait, Warlord for the extra damage. Let us not forget. You and you. Enjoy the gift. First one out. Gone. Second one out. Come on, make it 2 for 2. Pretty decent. What did you actually do? Show me him. I cannot see him. Still, watching a single arrow sort of just arc out towards the target and then suddenly the target just disappears. It's a beautiful thing. There can be few other joys in life. Although watching a sniper shell arc out and just immediately eliminate a blackjack in one shell. Oh, that's also a thing of beauty as well. I can't deny the love for the artillery vehicles that we have now. They're just so enjoyable to watch them utterly annihilate things in such brutal yet gorgeous fashion. What is their Shadowhawk now going to do now that he's been struck by an overpowered arrow 4? Now, not overpowered as the weapon is overpowered. I mean, using Warlord increases his power by 10%, which is beyond what it should normally be capable of, because a Warlord knows exactly how to employ their weapons. But yeah, the enemy is definitely under fire. But yeah, this catapult is going to be our target. We're going to cook it. We're going to boil it. And a Centurion. Okay. Centurion with a gas rifle. That's interesting. Are you the CN11? If you're CN11, I'll take a look at you. We don't know. We would like to learn sometime soon, though, because, well, that really does make a difference. The CN11 is an Omni-Mech version of the CN10 Centurions, and they are 55 tons and tend to have some really cool gear, actually. Like, they're absolutely worth trying to rob, because they will give you some sweet, sweet stuff. Now, my only concern right now is my catapult has sort of moved into a bit of a not get towards the enemy thing. Winston shifted on forward. He does have MMLs. We do need to be somewhat worrisome about that. Are you just... You're just the worst. Yeah, that should work. Sure, why not? You're not actually going to get in range to punch anybody. You're here as an AMS bot. Mostly as punishment for having it bailed out from one of my better mechs. Thanatos has no targets because he's facing the wrong direction. Of course. Let us continue our engagement. Can't hit, apparently. Also can't... Oh, yeah, because they're warriors. The catapult is weak. The Centurion is weak. And the Shadowhawk is potentially dead. Shape charge, set, rock and roll. How could you miss by 9%? You had a 93% accuracy.
What the?
That's what I had to say. Good God, Lord. Do I need to teach you how to do everything? Reset all the 2 SRMs. That way I get a better idea of what I'm actually looking at here for terms of, you know, killing potential here. I can see the Winston with SRMs. I'm not sure I want to.
Affirmative, Commander.
Do we identify even more targets? A Lament. Okay, you have more interest in that. It's the Lament is the risk PPC. So that's a risk Lament. So we have a couple of risk mechs in this the mix-up on here. North Storm Gauss Rifle. It is a 50-ton, so it is not the special version. You're basically ignorable. So a couple of risk tech out there. Could annihilate you. I can hurt you quite badly. Let me shift over to Inferno, so I can hurt you even more. Now, why Inferno? Because Inferno does additional damage to vehicles. It's better than Acid in a lot of circumstances when you're fighting vehicles, because Acid will deal about the same amount of increased amount in damage, but only to armor. Although I do believe it has a higher crit chance, so there could be that you may want to mix on into it. So depending on how you want to actually engage, can change things. Oh, you hit me. That was not fair. Not allowed to do that. That's against the rules.
Commander.
I really actually do need your gas rifles in the fight, honey. So if you wouldn't mind zipping on in there soon.
Full speed.
Alright, so we need to prune the chaff. The catapult and the lament are currently worth stealing. Nobody else really. Although if you can kill the Centurion by not blowing up his right arm, that would be a little bit preferable. But other than that, dispose of the rest. We are sounding so like the villains in this particular episode, I suppose, because I have no use for any of you. Killing the Winston will give me all of his MMLs, so I'm totally on board with killing the Winston. Point defense, scatter.
Mama can hit harder than
You're
man.
righty.
Orders.
Alright, Vulture. I require a mech to be dead, and I require decent fire support this time. So the C9 Centurion and... Oh, we're dealing with 2 Centurions. Fascinating. How do I want to engage this? I want to step forward on this one. Multi-target, please. There's the Shadowhawk. He avoided me once before. He should not evade me a second time. Give me the North Storm target. Abel, bravo. Guided's away.
Firing on multiple enemies.
It's just so satisfying. Oh, but if only it would hit. Again, he managed to miss by greater value than the possible physics? What? I shouldn't complain. I got to watch the glory of a single arrow shell annihilate a second Shadowhawk for me. So he's basically been firing at 50% this entire time. He's been rolling 90s and 80s on what he's supposed to be hitting. I shouldn't complain. Again, the whole... He's doing okay. He's doing the best he can. Oh, there's a warrior over there. There is the Lament, which I want to steal. There is the Stealth, which I want to kill because it's taking up valuable room of other people. I could kill the Winston right now. I don't really feel it. So tempting. Do not tempt me a second time. Also tempting. Okay, give me the Centurion. And let it rip.
Target acquired.
I don't know if we blew off his left arm or his right arm. We'll find out when he shoots us, but it would have been nice to know. Right there, the Thorac Hammer, and now we just get to unload on people. Oh, it was both. I mean, I'm not that put out by it at the end of the day, if I'm completely honest, but a little less than ideal there. We don't often do this. Apparently I'm doing 152 rounds. We don't often do this, but it is a capability of this mech.
10-4.
Oh, it's so satisfying. I don't need to hit you all that often, I just need to hit you a few times. And then your entire existence dies.
Got something you want done?
Finn in the Mackie. Can't shoot the warrior. Can shoot the catapult, but we want to save the catapult. I know, it's a crazy concept, but it is somewhat important. I can't have that stealth with any reliable accuracy, so... Well... Incoming. Let's see if I can get a good shot right there. From shape to charge to high explosive, enjoy the gift of love. And artillery. Although, is there really any difference between the two? They're not dealing as much damage as we'd like. It's not quite as weak as we'd like. We do have to shoot down these helicopters at some point. At some point I need to invest the high pound to destroy the flying units, but they're really not all that important. Couple of cool things coming to the next generation of RogueTech that has been coming across the RogueTech Discord. One of them is brand new icons in the mech lab for every single piece of equipment, it looks like. So, well, a lot of pieces of equipment so far. So they've been changing things up to make them more stand-outable. They're quite cool. If you head on over to the RogueTech Discord, you might be able to find them as they drift on by during the testing. And the other thing is, there is a new inertia system for flyers. They will speed up and slow down relative to how fast they were moving. So if they want to move super fast, they have to go fast in the first turn, and then they go fast in the next turn, and faster. And if they want to slow down, well, they need to slow down in stages as well. The idea is to make them a little bit more floaty. If they ever revisit the aerospace fighter concept, it'll be perfect. So we're definitely looking forward to that. Pardon me. All right, what do we got? First of all, the enemy managed to beat me in a race of initiative, which I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. Oh my god, guys, what is wrong? Are we all feeling depressed today? Death Crusade, you're feeling good. Why are you rolling at 24? Getting beaten by a 26. What is this insanity? So the Lament and these two are our saviors. These are the ones that we die, and these are the ones that also just, well, at some point they need to explode as well. How we particularly do it, I don't much care, but we will make it happen. Shape charge, indirect 99. Let it rock.
Taking the shot.
I thought for a second it bounced off the sky.
Target's taking a critical hit.
Alrighty, good job. Once again, the Thanatos mortar just proving to be absolutely devastating. This is only causing me to look forward even more to the Emperor, which will have 2 of those mortars. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be so good. I am just thrilled thinking about it and the amount of firepower that we will be able to lay down on top of something. The Lament getting shot at again. Luckily for us, he's not able to connect. However, he is starting quite the fire in the background, so the ecological damage will last for years. Although this is a desert planet, how is there so many fires? You know what, move up to the fire, Howl. I'd finally need your guns into the fight. Can't kill the warrior, can't kill the Lament, can possibly kill the stealth. You know what, let's rock and roll. Actually, first we're going to check the Centurion. No, Centurion, no thank you. Give me that stealth, rocket.
Firing at enemy 6.
Gone. Oh, Gauss rifles are almost as good as artillery. Where be Coach?
What are your orders?
Coach be here. Coach needs to light several people on fire who are, well, nowhere near Coach. So this could be a little bit of an agonizing, difficult lesson to learn. You know what? He's just going to ignore the fight and move on. Because capture is critical. How do I get down here? I think that's a path. Or is that a path? That might actually be a path. And the only reason I can't move there is because there is so much space to be taken. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll test it. If not, I have enough artillery in order to make everybody cry anyway, so who cares? Fire! Literally. We lit the sky on fire.
So much for that little guy.
Okay, we got one more VTOL to take care of, but the Vulture obviously has a much more important goal. Hi, Mr. Centurion. Enjoy.
All weapons are go.
There we go. Double tap on that. That's exactly what we're looking for. Finally starting to get the percentages that he deserves. Le Marauder. I don't know why I put Le on Le Marauder. It's actually a fairly solid, awesome vehicle. I should not insult it. Where are your weaknesses? It is an AC-20. I kind of figured it was. I didn't know, but I had the sneaking suspicion. There's your tile. Yes, indeed. Do exactly that. Fire away.
Multiple enemies locked in.
Pop. Okay. Yeah, we gave it a chance. It wasn't the most important thing in the world in order to nail. Just would have been nice. Showboat, you're not involved in this fight. Don't try to be. Mockingbird, one of your guns is jammed, which is obviously a little less than ideal. Do you just have the shot right here? You actually don't. Well, kind of. Before he runs away. Thank you. I just didn't want to allow him to get away from us before we utterly annihilated him from all time and space.
Rolling.
Okay, good job. Your risk setup is fine. And keep your sprint going. Eventually we'll catch up with somebody. I mean, I don't know who, but we'll figure it out in post. Finn!
Ready to get it on.
The Mackie has a target, yes. It is but a single target I have for him. Does he have any sort of bonuses right now? Target move +2. Do you have a sensor lock at that range? That's pretty long range. Yeah, your sensor lock ends there. Alright. Let him have it. Shape charge.
Fire it.
And people say artillery isn't good. Actually, no. I've only ever seen one person say that besides me.
Moving to position.
And I became a convert to the Church of Artillery the moment I started actually using it in earnest. So the Centurion started to come on forward, lobbing some of his missiles, managing to get a little bit of scatter damage down.
You need me to wholesale for you?
But other than that, not bad. A Death Crusade. There is but one target for you. And he's so incredibly open fire. Oh, but you missed by a significant margin. We're going to have that in your next company review. I mean, it wasn't an important target, so maybe we won't weight it all that highly, but dude, come on. You managed to miss by maximum values several times now, and you're supposedly in a good mood. Are you perhaps in too good a mood? Do I need to scale that back? Because I thought it was a nice thing that had you in such a happy mood. Well, in any event, we're about to get shot at, and it's possibly going to be the risk pick. Or somebody who decided that it wasn't worth their time to move. I can appreciate either stance, that's fine. Okay, it was a path down. I am so happy about that.
I got you.
Let's roll. The accuracy is just abysmal. I mean, I do have the shot, but I think I'll actually penetrate your armor. Light him up. How are you enjoying it? On a scale of 1 to 10. The Marauder should actually be in a position just to shoot at people. Yes, you are. You know what, Warlord, we're gonna go for the maximum rockage.
Roger that.
Oh, that was a little disappointing. Not gonna lie. Was expecting, you know, massive fireworks, death, destruction. Overall, just in ceasing of existence. Like that. It's always nice when Howl does an excellent job, as she is wont to do, if we're completely honest. There's a reason I put her in a mech with twin Gauss rifles. Okay, the catapult a little bit on fire, not having the best of days, and is cooking, it would appear. Oh, did you fall in? No, it was probably his systems turning on. Okay, time to multi-target. Ooh, that's a little dangerous, don't you think? Well, we'll find out. Inferno, Inferno, enjoy.
Copy that.
Whoosh, fire. Oh, he's overheating now. Good. All of the fire. And to think I was just lecturing them about trying to be ecologically friendly. The Mackie, we recently picked up Inferno ammo for him. However, we have not installed it yet, so he's on just approaching duties now. We'll get his AMS in range. He'll protect us from all of the incoming MMLs, I assume. Mockingbird, well, really nobody's involved in this capture attempt anymore. Aside from our 2 mechs with fire. Eventually the Onager will be involved as well. But for now, we have some limitations. Good pros, some provisos. Okay, the Lament moving out of the fire, but not engaging. Did the catapult beat me as well? You jerks. Well, that just means I need to, you know, launch more fire. See, if the solution does not immediately... Oh, he's gonna fly out of it! Which is actually a good move. Holy shoot, what? Are those light PPCs? Because that was aggressive.
Receiving you.
Thanatos does not have Inferno, so he's not involved.
Yup.
Coach in the catapult, however, is currently operating with, you know, a couple of less than accurate MMLs. I'm going to lay a sensor lock down on you just in case. You do have light PPCs. Okay, I'm feeling a little bit better about that now. Take him. Light him up.
Copy that.
20 missiles, and he's right on the edge. Perfect. So I'll just shift right on over here. And this will make me slightly out of range of the fire. And also not seen by anybody else. Oh, I should have set up his special ability. And you can run on forward. Actually, you can wait. You tend to be insanely accurate, so I'd like to actually have a couple of people take a shot first.
Standing by.
Right. So, multi-target. We need to make sure that they're not getting away after all. A, B,
Splitting fire.
fire. Overheat. He chose to be aggressive, although he probably knew he couldn't get away. Nice. And now forward. Continue the pressure. Actually, no, you probably don't want to leave this hill. You're quite accurate up here, and it's quite nice to have. Paradox, Marauder, take aim. What are we dealing with? He's not overcooked yet, but we're working on it. Do I want to fire this? What are we dealing with center torso? That's the real question. It is a Clan XL. Okay. It's a Clan XL. I'm gonna save him. We're gonna do this properly. We are gonna barbecue that mech out of existence, utilizing fire and fury. And maybe the moderate application of lighter-ish weapons that can potentially gain headshots. You only have what? Yeah. So set the rotaries to 1. I know this is a crazy setup to try and do, but fire once. Yes! Pilot lethal. Beautiful. And to think we did it with a rotary autocannon. I love this world sometimes.
Right here.
Death Crusade, your Thunderthrows was not required because, well, to be perfectly blunt, Mockingbird kind of stole your thunder on that one. Same thing with you, Howl, although I don't think Howl cares as much. Howl strikes me as a very sardonic, not particularly, like, prone to flights of hyper-aggression. Good, Coachman to beat it. And Coach is all in on this one. Let's lay it down. Hi, buddy.
No target.
And there's the cook. Okay, so the mech is completely offline, and now we just... And I think now his problem. Although he is starting to get his temperature under control, which is astonishing. Let's see what we can do about it.
Heading out.
Take aim. You can fire 1 shot.
Engaging target.
Oh, thank you, Howl, for just... See, she took her time, relaxed throughout the hike, took in nature, allowed the chaos and confusion of battle to leave, and then when she was asked to take a single precise shot, she did exactly that, and we took the lament totally intact. So that's 2 mechs fully intact, if they bundle them, which I kind of doubt that they will, but if they do, we can get some good stuff. Catapult took a little bit of rough damage there, was the focus of several PPCs, and managed to come out on top. So, feeling okay on that one. And they bundled nothing because they're cheapskates. Well, I didn't really come here for mechs, if I'm completely honest. Well, all of the mechs kind of suck. So I will instead try and purchase other things, although the heavy PPCs are interesting. They are 10 tons, they are 75 damage. Ton to damage is not so great. They're 55 heat, which is normally our PPC, but they don't have range drop-off. They deal 75 damage at optimal range, 75 damage at maximum range. That actually makes them pretty good. Integrated laser AMS is actually really tempting. I'll probably grab that one. Oh, some medium lasers did get bundled. A whole bunch of MML 15s. Those are not ideal. The MML 10s are the ones you want, if at all possible. Also, Tigers suck so much, but I'll complain about them later. BC Missile, tempting. I do, of course, have an Aero Mech that I use quite a lot. A whole bunch of Endosteel, some fusion cores, but show me what I care about. That's right, the Clan XL engine. How many of these do I have? I have 2. I will now have 3, which is very cool. I could grab a light engine as well. A 325 fusion core might be in the cards for me. Not sure on that one. Ballistic plus, I have none. +1 accuracy, plus 10% range, but no recoil reduction. Yeah, that just seems meh to me. TC Mark II. Wait, you can loot this? I didn't realize this was lootable. This is the Dreadnought Gyro that comes on the Catapult Mark III. It's one of the reasons why they're so gosh darn stable. So grants entrenched after walking, -5. Oh, I never realized it was just a flat 5% damage reduction. Holy crap. That's insanely good, and I'm very happy that it's now mine. What else will we have in here? Some light ferro, a mask, radical double heatsink kit. How many of these? I have 1. I now have 2. It's somewhat important. Spall liner makes you immune to critical, through armor criticals, which, you know, is pretty nice. Warfare Suite Mark II. 10% increase in range, sight range, stealth by 4, bonus of 2. Oh, built-in built-in C3. For 5 tons? I'll add that as well. The weapon mounts are tempting. They really are. Double tons. I have neither. I have 3 tons of those. Swarm improves the ones that I actually really want to get my hands on. I only have 2 tons, but you know what? I think this is actually a pretty solid amount of kit to grab. XL engine, the clan XL engines are pretty much almost always must buys. This will bring us up to 3. This puts us in a very comfortable position for building future mechs and upgrading current mechs. Integrated laser AMS. Well, the integrated laser AMS is really good. It is a little bit difficult to do. It takes up your armor slot, and it requires you to have a center torso support slot, which is really rough to try and find. But hey, if you got it. The Dreadnought gyro is good. There's really no other way of getting around that. XL gyros, I mean, they're fantastic. We need more of them. The radical double heat sinks, same thing. Once they heat up so much, they give you an additional amount of cooling. And the Warfare Suite Mark II seems to be very interesting in the amount of things that it combines together. And I'm kind of looking very much forward to seeing what I can do with that one. So let's see what sort of bonus equipment they give us. 2 parts of a BattleTech, part to a Centurion, 1 part of a Shadowhawk, a Lament, 2 stealths. We did get a large pulse laser off of that, and one of the MML-15s. Not bad. We also got the light engine and the Exchanger Plus. But so 5 of those, which I appreciated, though. We also got the other Radical Double Heatsink kit and 2 tons of tandem ammo. So that was actually a really good pull. I mean, it's not the most amount of cash that you're going to get out of something, but in terms of utility equipment, we came away with just about everything we could want. So that's really comfortable, honestly. That's exactly kind of where I want to be. So I can't really complain about that at all. We have quite a few mech parts to sell as well, which is going to give us a nice amount of cash. I mean, we'll make at least 200,000. If we make 1 million C-bills, then that'll have paid for the mission, more or less. Actually, it's like 1.2, maybe? But anyway, if we make 1 million C-bills off the mech parts, then we'll have more than broken even than if we had tried to take for that, and the equipment that we got is worth fairly decent chunks. I'm very happy to have gotten even that light engine. I don't mind light engines. They're not as good as Clan XLs, but in a pinch, they're good backups. They're better than Inner Sphere XLs, that's for gosh darn sure. Oh, we are 2 days away from just having the company back. The Onager is 17, and we're 2 days away from having the company back. Let's go check the store real quick, make sure that we haven't missed anything, because we have our allegiance to the Tortugan Dominion. We're in Tortugan Dominion space, which gives us access to their faction shop, which, let's see what everybody's getting. There's parts to a Mauler, parts to a Vulture, and a Warhammer, and a Hyper Laser, apparently, that we can see. Let's see, LMGs, double rack 5 ammo. I have none. I could use more for bonuses, because I may want more in the future. Energy, Hyper Laser. I don't think it's worth it. Hyper lasers are incredibly swingy and difficult to use. Double ton MRM ammo. Huh. For 30,000? Sure, I'll buy it. We ain't using MRMs right now, but you never know when that might end up changing. AMS ammo, absolutely, because we're starting to run a little bit low, and we have an advanced kit that I still need to put into something. We're better than all of that, and give me the hatchet. Oh boy. So recently, we were talking about designs for our blackjack, or not our Black Knight, and I contended there's no point in changing anything. Okay, so they were like, the Black Knight will be better than your Axeman because it's heavier, and even if you don't have 2 hatchets, it'll be better. But what I never ended up like actually writing back in a post, I meant to, but I never get around to it, is that this axe is way more powerful than this hatchet. This hatchet here is, holy shoot, wait a second. Oh my god, where did we get this thing? I mean, we just bought it, but okay, so this was the hatchet we had. This was the axe that we had to compare it to. And the axe did considerably more. It was 70 versus 45 melee, same +2 accuracy, and I assume the same +30s. Oh no, it had a +30 compared to a +15, and this had a +20% melee stability compared to a +30. So all in all, this axe was bloody amazing compared to this, and I didn't think that we'd really be able to do anything, because in order to build this, we'd have to, well, pull out a lot out of the bag in order to construct it. However, that has changed considerably. Oh my. Right. I have 1 upper spiked. I'll need another upper spiked. Right. So Also to prevent that from happening again. So we might be able to build this as a melee mech. That axe really kind of changes everything. Oh my goodness. Okay, so pull everything out. Strip the equipment. What would this be? Well, first things first, you need a big core. As big as you can manage. So 9 of 5, 325 brings me to a 9.5. A 300 brings me to 8.5. So it has to be the 325. If we get an even bigger core, I would take it instantaneously. Equipment, we would need the big hatchet, the smaller hatchet, because, you know, double hatchets is going to be the way we end up going. And upper spiked, we'll need the other one as well. I'd love to have a combat shield, but you know what, it's just not happening. And then we get the leg spiked boots. And let's not forget, we're going to need the mask. Oh, actually, no, we can't put in the mask because what we're going to do is we're going to use... Is that the other campaign? The Endo TSM? I think it might be. Dreadnought Gyro for the additional 5% damage reduction. That'll be pretty big. Yeah, I think we build this. I think this is the way to go. Ferrolaminate for more... Oh, no, we'll need the spiked. First things first. Build it in pieces, then rip everything else off the other mech. Right. Melee weapons. Stun PPC is a possibility, because it is a fairly nice, but it doesn't give me anything. The boomstick does. It's a 20% melee damage increase. Shoot, now if I want to build this properly, we're going to have to build this properly. Right. Yeah, this is going to be the thing. This is what we're doing. So we are going to rip everything off the Axeman, put it on the Black Knight. That hatchet has changed the world. So that's what we are going to do. So what I'm going to do for now, because we still have a lot of equipment we've got to rip off there, the way that you have to build a melee mech, as has been explained to me, this could be wrong, but this is what it's been explained to me, is in order to construct it with the maximum amount of damage, you take flat damage melee items, then flat damage and melee items that also give you a percentage bonus, and then percentage bonus because of the way that it calculates things. So, first things first, we're going to put in the engine. It's going to be the 325. I don't know if this is going to need a Clan XL engine to make everything work. That increases the price rather drastically to a level where I literally can't afford. So that'll be potential in the future. But we need a core in there. We need a gyro in there because we have it. So give me the Dreadnought Gyro for the 5% damage reduction. We will need Clan Endo Steel. Maybe just normal Endo Steel. We'll try and make a normal Endo Steel work on it. Should be fine, right? It shouldn't need a special heatsink kit. Oh, we have the spiked armor anyway. Don't put it in yet. Don't put it in yet. Spiked armor is only percentage armor bonus. I'm gonna need the helmet off of it. But again, that's a percentage bonus. I don't have any sort of fire control system for melee. Unfortunately, we lost that one the first time the mech ejected. And I don't have another spiked helmet or anything like that. With a 10% damage increase. So I think we're good on direct damage increases, and everything is going to be percentage. I think. Crap, I'm going to check. I want to build this right. I don't want to make it a crappy design. I want to make sure that we do this proper justice. Make sure that everything on here actually is percentage increase instead of just flat damage increase. 5 additional... No, it's just flat damage. Okay, you're coming with me. You're coming with me. I don't care. You're losing not a huge amount of your capability, but this is an amount. I mean, I suppose just 3 medium lasers. because... No, that's not it. So just throw on 3 medium lasers, just to be done with that. I'm still going to need to use the mech. That's not going to change anytime soon. So, I think that's all I need to rate out of it right now. Because everything else is percentage based. Right. So these medium lasers go on first. Because these medium lasers are flat damage only. And that'll still keep us in our 2-day time frame for being able to turn around the next mission. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of building on this. Crip. Engine. Core. 325. Weapon. Energy. And we need the ER medium pirate lasers. ER medium pirate laser for the 5 melee damage bonus. Actually, no, we'll put them in the torso because we don't need them in the hands. So we'll keep them somewhat protected. Also, this makes it easier for me to cram more stuff into the hands. So the ER medium pirates are flat damage. And then to add to that, now we need to come over to our actuators. And we're going to go biggest hatchet, next biggest hatchet. You know, which makes more sense to apply first? Big damage, we'll go biggest hatchet, next biggest hatchet. This probably is the backwards way of doing it, because part of me says like, no, that seems to be a mistake. Upper spiked. Another spiked boots. And then there'll be a melee lower that we'll be adding onto there. Upper spike there. I'd like to find another melee lower. And then we are going to need the mask, but that's not going to fit right. Oh no, that will fit right now. Huh. Only 375 tons. And the dreadnought gyro. So there's that dreadnought gyro. Oh well, that gives me a whole bunch of weight back, which is great. Oh, this is such a good draw. I need more. Structure. I don't need it just yet. Is there any other flat damage? There is no other flat damage increase that I'm getting. So now give me... Put in normal endosteel, what I'm looking at. Very limiting me in future heavy weapons. Should I put in a Clan XL? Let's see how much weight I've got with the Clan XL available at the moment. So, engine. Clan XL. I would have an additional 13 tons of weight. Probably lose a couple of tons of that to more gear. Right. What else can I save? Because what I'm thinking, I'm going to get another ton off the spiked helmet. But I really think I would like to cram in either an AMS, a really good one. Actually, no, I do just want to cram in a good AMS. That would be an advanced. Although I'd lose out on a melee weapon doing that. Is there other melee weapons that will deal additional... additional melee damage aside from it? Don't really see it. Oh, I need to check if I have a supercharger. I don't think that I do. I think that is the other campaign. Yeah. So the other campaign is with the Endo TSM and all that. Pursuit Mark II. Yeah. Well, that's all speculative for now. Let's pull that off. 1.2 million Seabills is still a lot of cash to shell out on this thing. But it is the start of the structure. So we're going with the Melee Knight. Didn't think I was going to go this way. But that hatchet, man. That hatchet has basically changed the entire course of that build, which honestly was going to be a laser knight. And that's not happening anymore, literally because of this. So, pretty cool. It's always interesting what the tide of battle will suddenly bring you. To bring you completely around in a different direction of what you thought you were going for. The Shadowhawk in there. Yeah, that brought us over 1 million seals. And the Centurion part. Yeah, 1.2 million seals. We spent a lot of cash. Oh, we need to save the company in a couple more days, but hey, we can do that because... almost wasted a day that I can't afford to waste right now. Axeman back to the top. 1, 2, stop. Quick check on the barracks. Alright, so that'll be Couch is good, Death Crusade is good, Finn is good, Howl is good, Jester is solid 10s, Mockingbird is good, Omega. Well, no, Omega's not a guts pilot, sadly. Paradox is good, Showboat. Well, she ain't good, but she's here. Alright, folks, that's going to do it for today's episode. I have been Tyrank. If you like what you've seen, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to see a notification every time I post one of these videos, check that little bell icon. Leave a comment. It's great for the algorithm. Let people know about our challenge, and definitely make sure that you join us for the streams on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. On Wednesdays and Saturdays, we play RogueTech Apollo's Vipers, a clan star version of this campaign, which has been starting to really take off as we managed to get our first Aero 4 mech on the field. Our second Aero 4 mech also came on the field, and potentially a third quad Aero 4 mech, which may actually make the field. And I will see you all in the next episode.